I forgot we had a revised version of that. So here we are. We're fashionably late. That's okay. Our screen's a little bit condensed. You guys will be fine. We'll figure it out. This is new. Welcome everybody to That Helps No One. And we're not helping ourselves right now with 2/3 of a scream. Of a scream. We're streaming everywhere. We're on the Dean Blundell Network. We're streaming on the PP1 Podcast YouTube because I clicked on that, and then my feed as well on Twitter. So thanks for coming. How was dodgeball, guys?
Well, one of us showed up and was having a grand old time. One of us decided to get tattooed, and he hurts too much to throw. So,
I let someone stick me a needle all over my body, and it hurts too. Says the guy that will never let that happen. So,
it's either that or I could risk staph infection, which I don't really want to get. So. I'm gonna take the pass. It's only been like 3 days or something like that.
You'll be fine.
But when I don't show up next week, I can take all of the bitching and moaning smack talk as well.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So it's been a pretty interesting week in the NFL. There was one question that I want to get out there before we start here. Someone was it Peter Klima's bucket? I think
Peter Klima's helmet or bucket?
Helmet, bucket. I don't know. What the heck who's freaking?
Shut your mouth, Ryan. You were so unprofessional on these.
I'm not unprofessional. How dare you? Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't have an NFL team. I think that's fairly obvious. I have a jersey of completely random players all over the place. That is my burden to bear. But I got some pretty good ones. I'm a 12th man today. I was the first man here, 12th man at the stadium.
I think it's 12th. Chris, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but is it 12th fan or man?
It is just the 12s now. Because Texas A&M owns the 12th man trademark.
Huh.
And Seattle doesn't want to pay them for it anymore.
There you go.
So for the longest time, Seattle was paying Texas A&M to use the 12th man trademark.
Right.
And I can't remember when the contract expired, but that's why you'll just hear a lot of times now it's just the 12s.
That works. Whatever. Yeah. Regardless, I mean, I'm a fantasy football's ruined me, basically. So from the time I started playing, I kind of came in way back as a Titans fan when Eddie George and Tennessee Titans got.
Oh, that's going way back.
That was way back. Little Mr. Dyson, so close, but didn't happen. And then I don't know, just kind of faded away from NFL. I wasn't really into it. And then I came back, and then like Tomlinson and I guess Drew Brees would have still been there. The Chargers kind of got me jacked, and then that kind of fizzled out. I realized that I was like starting to like players more than teams. That's okay. NFL isn't my first sport, but I'm still a big fan. And then I guess the Seahawks, because just based on proximity, kind of became my unofficial team. So I'll support them. Got a few of their jerseys. I have more Seahawks jerseys than any other team in the NFL. So from a 2-1 margin, literally. So I had a Lofa Tatupu jersey back in the day.
Whoa. The Tatupu was dope.
He was very dope.
Yeah.
And actually my wife also had one. And she had the remember when they did lime green fan jerseys like the very first time, like 12 years ago?
I just picked one of those up. I just picked up a Marcus Trufant, I guess vintage green Seahawks jersey that they only wore those for one game.
No. This was like before they even wore them. Like it was just a women's fan jersey. Like they just had them at the team store. Like I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. We were down at a game like, oh, that's kind of neat. My wife would like that. And then they had like an official one that looked a lot better like 2 years later. I'm like, oh, okay. And by then it really didn't matter anymore. We just decided to get new jerseys at that point. But So yeah, long and short of it, as was it Chris that you said, just wait for him to say no, he doesn't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I said it's a long answer just to get him to say no.
Exactly. So
And then what did he
bottom
say?
line,
He was going to start a hashtag mute Ryan.
Hashtag cancel Ryan.
Cancel Ryan.
exactly. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ryan, where can we tell people to find us live right now?
So I'm looking. We just changed new streaming spots. So far, I believe it or not, the PP1 podcast YouTube account, my Twitter, it doesn't have like a view, but there's a link there. So something's going on in the internets. So feel free to. I guess you kind of want to go into my my Twitter account, always94. And there's a link there. So I was just checking that out, and I don't want to click it because then I might double up, which would be super weird. And then all of a sudden there's two of me, and that's already too many. It's too many.
All right.
And if not, we'll post a video. Worst case scenario, we'll post a video, and you guys can see this a little bit later tonight too. So there we go. It's on YouTube, says the Ball Hawks podcast.
We're doing it. We're commenting on our own show.
We've officially hit rock bottom.
Here's a question for you. Is it like us patting ourselves on the back, or is this like us talking about ourselves in third person? Or maybe a bit of both.
It's in the metaverse now, so anything's possible. Jeez. So yeah, we got a few kinks. We switched services, so we're just getting some stuff out of the way. So I also had another thing. And feel free. This is where I think Ted and I can both comment, because you guys had on your podcast this week, the ever popular candy debate. Snickers. I noticed you guys kind of went like Mars over Snickers, essentially, right? That was kind of the gist.
Yeah,
Snickers
I had a Mars bar before we jumped on tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, like Snickers, I find is like, as you guys are saying, it's almost like a meal, right? Like you can actually. When I was working retail, I would have like a Pepsi, like a 1 liter Pepsi and a Snickers if I didn't bring like a lunch or something. And that got me through. So I find that that does work. That being said, I mean, Mars is okay. I mean, Mars almond, that's pretty good. That's
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, why change? Like,
yeah,
because you have to. If they come out with other ones, clearly someone was like, you know what, we could do better than this, and they did.
Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
That's right.
That's true. So was that comment thing on there? Social comments display here. Wow, I feel like
it was.
Oh, that's great. We're so cool, you guys. So yeah, I don't know. And then what was the other one that you had on there? The Smarties debate. I agree. I think Smarties themselves, like the M&Ms, just basic M&Ms. They're there. Like. They're there.
Peanut butter M&Ms. Peanut butter M&Ms where it's at.
Yeah, like all the other ones, like peanut butter, crunchy, minty, like all the other ones, those are good. But like basic M&Ms, like they're there. If you want them.
But that was the argument, is that like plain M&Ms, like versus Smarties wins hands down. Like in order for M&Ms to win, they have to become some sort of gimmick with peanut butter or caramel or peanuts even, right? Like and I will say the caramel ones are also really, really good. And the mint ones are fantastic as well, like I mentioned on our show. But like when you're comparing just like Smarties versus M&Ms, like Smarties doesn't have to have gimmicks. Smarties are just Smarties and they're delicious. Although fun fact, in the United Kingdom, the orange Smarties actually taste like orange chocolate.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
whoa!
I did.
I was dozing off before all of this, and then that got my attention.
Wow!
How'd you Bravo, Ryan.
Secrets of the trade.
Golf clap. Now, if we could only figure out how to stream the video.
Yeah, well, it looks like I'm looking at everything. It says sending data on like 2 of them. So
did we do it?
We half did it.
Yeah.
We half did it, and that counts. You know what? That counts for enough. So, but you know what? People, they didn't come here to listen to us rant about candy. You guys did a great job on your show.
Can they even listen to us rant? Do we know that?
I think somewhere in the internets. Definitely on YouTube. Do you guys have the link? Do you find it?
I'm just tweeting it right now. Yeah.
Ted, are you aware of how to make this work?
Mm-hmm.
You're able.
Well, I
to
tweeted the link that you had posted.
Yeah. So
I'll just wait till one of you guys tags me in it, and I'll retweet that.
we'll just have to. There we go. Things seem to be working here, or some people believe this to be true. Anyway, so something about the New York Jets that had me interested, and by interested I mean we're talking about the New York Jets. Can you guys explain how that happened? Like, does anybody know how out of nowhere we get Mike White? Like, how that became a thing overnight, or literally in about 2 hours? Was anyone even paying attention to that?
Well, it was either that or it was like 36-year-old Joe Flacco. So I think it was, I've got the Flacco jersey over.
You do. I see it
over here. I love Joe. He ain't a starter anymore. I'll tell you that for free.
Are you saying
But
Joe
you guys did
Flacco?
really good to move him though and get that pick that you got for him before the rest of the league knew it.
It was 2 picks, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, hey, well, I mean, you know better than I do.
Well, not really. I said, if I'm not mistaken.
buy yourself some time there. Perfect.
Holy, sorry guys to interrupt.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on mentioning this guy's name tonight. The Las Vegas Raiders just released Henry Ruggs.
Yes.
Tense.
Yes.
Cut skis.
Good.
Rightfully so.
I mean, the guy, I was reading the article, about, I don't know, an hour ago. He was basically absolutely just ripping down the highway, center lane, swerves into one lane, I think, swerves back into another lane, hits somebody, car goes on fire. They can't get this lady out, and she dies.
Terrible.
And you're under the influence. So, I mean, that's a 3 strikes you're out right there. Like, if you drinking and driving, I mean, kind of goes without saying, you shouldn't be doing it.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Let alone any missile on the highway. There's no place for it. There just isn't. And like, how much does Henry Ruggs make? Just off the top of your head.
Enough to call a taxi.
Exactly.
Yeah, a top 15 pick. So he's in the hefty millions easily.
Like, bro, you can have your own personal driver. And as silly as that sounds, you can have your own personal driver. You can make that happen.
You can do anything else, and literally anything else, than drive your car under the influence or whatever he was driving. I think it was a car, right?
Yeah. Like, it makes no
He's
sense.
driving.
Hopefully,
That's all you need to know.
maybe
Yeah,
this
exactly.
maybe the world will actually start setting a precedence where these larger than life figures, celebrities, athletes are actually prosecuted to the fullest extent because someone lost possibly their mom, a sister, a daughter, somebody lost someone in their life, and it's not enough for him to just be released from pro football. It's not enough. He needs to be charged and held accountable, because if any of us did that in what we call the real world over here, we would be held very accountable. And so we should. We definitely should.
It's just one more of those things where you just think how do these things continue? I mean, yeah, we know they happen in real life, and they get punished. It's a punishable offense, and yet you see this the first thing we're commenting, oh, they released them. Well, yeah, that better be the first thing that happens. Yeah. First and foremost, we want A, nothing to do with you, and B, we hope to the letter of the law that you're prosecuted.
Yeah, well, it's I want to pump my own tires here. Like I said in my blog post, the Raiders need to do something. Hold your player accountable. At the bare minimum, suspend him indefinitely while you gather more information. Just do something. And I'm happy to see that they have. And now it's up to the law to charge him to the fullest extent, which I've seen he could be facing up to 20 years in prison.
It's a chance, right? I mean, the Raiders already kind of have a bad look going on with the whole Gruden thing, and it's their chance to just get out in front of it and be. We talk about this all the time in NHL, but I mean, it's a chance for them to be proactive in this situation and get in front of it versus being reactive and making your decision based on what the greater community wants to see.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into a little less serious stuff. You guys want to get into recapping some sneaky starts and some sneaky outs? Anybody want to do some sneaky outs?
Me.
Anybody? Okay,
Let's do it.
let's have some fun. Steve, because you're nice and almost clean shaven.
Oh, and we all know why. Shout out to that ridiculous Halloween costume, by the way.
Bonkers, son.
Jafar, if you haven't seen it, you got to hit that Twitter account and check out his costume.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
100% of the props go to my wife. She outdoes herself every single year, and it's just a lot of fun. It's fun for the kids at school. It's fun for my own children. It's fun for just people in the community. So we had a great time.
Yeah, you guys look great.
We're recapping. Are we recapping Sleepy or Sneaky? Because this guy was sleepy, and that was great that you sent us that, Chris, the Joe Biden thing. Just like validating, like, listen, this is a style. This is a style, you guys.
If the leader of the most powerful country on planet Earth can have a little nap with his arms crossed, it's clearly the right way to do it. It's the elite.
I love that you commented on his form too. Like,
yeah, it was really good.
Huge joke that weekend was your form on your nap, and you're like, see, he crosses his arms. Like, it's all about balance.
It might have been. It might have been. I mean, it was better than your form, which, I mean, he was dozing. Yeah. There was some eye movement happening there, and he was a rock sitting in that chair.
It is the elite nap position, guys. I'm telling you.
He's thinking, who's going to call me on it? Nobody. Nobody's going to call me on it. And we're all like,
his staff like comes over.
I love how he came out of it too, like with the pencil ready.
Yeah. Yeah, climate control. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I've been there, guys. A nap, just, they catch up on you in just the sneakiest of places. And, I've had a few moments at work where it's caught up on me. Back when I was in high school, I definitely fell asleep in school a lot. Mm-hmm. That's why I am where I am today. But anyways, football, it's fun.
Yeah. So Steve, there you go. It's like, hey, let's talk about something else for now, please.
Yeah, let's do a little football. So are we going to do both of them?
Yeah,
sure.
Get them both out of the way. Have some fun.
So last week, my ad of the week was Deshaun Watson. It was a greasy move. End up not paying off, but I feel like for the risk reward of if you had space on your bench, it was worth the ad. He did not get traded by the deadline today. And I was busy at work, obviously. So I messaged Chris at lunch. I was like, or maybe it was after school. I was like, can I drop him now? Like, is it official? And he goes, drop him. And I clicked that button so fast. I was like, get off my team, you little punk. So it didn't work out, but I think for, the shot in the dark, I'm going to say it's like a 50-50 win there. My start of the week was Carson Wentz, and he actually helped me win my fantasy football matchup this week. So I was super happy with Carson Wentz. He started off really, really strong. I think he had like over 15 points at halftime. He ended the game with 24.34. So he threw a couple boneheaded picks in there that would have vaulted him closer to the 30-point week. But I had a bye week with Lamar Jackson. Carson Wentz was the perfect the perfect start for me in that position. So I'm going to give myself a W on that one.
You didn't get a W against me, so suck it. Don't worry, Chris. You're next. Ted didn't play you, so you're fine.
Ryan, we had whatever.
The worst matchup ever.
Yeah, so it's not like it was a battle of the Titans. That's for sure.
I was sitting there. I'm like, wow, I need next to nothing to win this week. I need one more catch by literally anyone, and I win. And I got that, and I just laughed. I thought, wow, that's really not much to brag about because I would have lost to every other team this week. So
I said to Steve,
thank you for being that guy.
Yeah, I said to Steve, I was like, I don't even think either one of us are going to hit 70 points this week. And you just barely got over 70.
70.94. In fact, that is, yes. So I would have lost to
everyone.
Every other single team except for you. I could have played anyone else. Anyone. And I would have lost.
And you got me.
by at least 4 points.
So you know what, Ryan? You're welcome.
I appreciate that. That's why we're friends, right?
Yeah,
That's sometimes you gotta help a brother out.
I feel
Friends
like
helping
there's
friends.
a collusion going on here, Ted. I'm not sure what you're thinking here, but like the word collusion is just screaming in my ears right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
Ryan's been running this league for how long, and the guy's never made the playoffs.
No, not true. I've made the playoffs. I've never won. I'm literally tied for third in my own division, and there's 2 divisions. So yeah, there's massive.
Aren't you in the
collusion.
weak division too?
And I'm in the weak division.
Very weak division.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to win. You're like, oh, that might make you the playoffs just by getting that one win. So, I do. I'm 4-4, so I've officially passed my 2-12 moniker. So, I should probably take a bow for that.
Who's the team? You're not third in your division. Who's the one team that's ahead of you who's actually in third, Ryan? Did you? What? Wait, what does that say? Does that say "Take My Breath Away"? Run by Steve Fisher?
You have 50 more points, and
It's actually a Steve Fisher bot. It's not a real team.
It must be.
Just
Like I'm looking right now, points wise, and you've allowed like 60 more points, and you've scored 50 more. So basically, I'm
better at all phases. You've
allowed 60 more points.
I play tougher matchups, and I score more points. What does high score mean? Did I break it? Is that good?
No. You got low score.
No, actually, Chris got low score, and you got second low score. I think.
True. Yeah, well, someone's got to do it. Hey, buddy.
Someone's got to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Someone's got to do it. Chris, speaking of your awesome recalls, how'd your last week go for the sneakies?
Woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Feel free to get into that.
I had Marquez Valdez Scantling, which he was my I can't even remember, sneaky whatever. Sneaky start.
Brand.
Yeah, he's a sneaky start. He didn't play. So woof. And then my sneaky ad was Khalif Raymond. I don't even know if he was targeted. He didn't have any catches. Like go check the Detroit Lions stat sheet from last week, and it's you won't find Khalif Raymond anywhere on it. So
I think he's just one spot under OBJ.
Giant woof.
Canucks won. Sorry. At a moment, I was having a double moment there. A double.
That's
on
great.
Top, like I said I was going to have.
They were down 2-0 when I turned it off, so that's great.
That's
a double wolf.
Yeah, double wolf. Yeah, it wasn't good for you. Hey, I was looking over who you had. I'm like, wow.
Is Khalif Raymond still a guy that you could potentially hang on to, or is it drop both those characters?
I'm going to say go ahead and drop him.
There you go.
A
double drop.
First. Double drop.
Double drop.
I'm going to get into mine. Did you get both of your guys? Your guys weren't all that fun, Chris. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, with the week I had in fantasy, I mean, you guys shouldn't be listening to me anyways. So
sometimes you win, and sometimes you get Khalif Raymond.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're just the Detroit Lions.
Exactly. I had. I said, hey, go add freaking Pettis, the Giants shoulder injury. He's out. I started him. Didn't work out so well. I had like 2 points. Not even. I had 0 points from him. Traquan Smith. I told you to start him. He got you points if you did start him. If you needed a guy to get you points, sometimes that's all you need. Give me a couple points. 3 catches, 33 yards, and a touchdown. That's a win. That's a win.
That's a win.
What's not to like? That's a win. So I went 50-50 on there. I mean, I did tell you to add Pettis. So, I mean, he's still worth adding, providing that he may come back this season. I didn't see. It was a shoulder injury, I think, right? So he might not even play again this season, which is par for the course for this NFL season. Basically, if there's like a remote chance you're injured, you're done for the year. So
you're done.
You're done.
Put a hook in him.
Yeah, Ted, how'd your picks go?
Last week I told you to add Will Fuller as a sneaky ad heading into the meat of the season in the playoff stretch. I still think that's a viable player if you have a roster space to keep a guy like Will Fuller on your roster. Everybody knows he's not good for a whole season, but you do know that Will Fuller is probably going to go off for 3 or 4 games. He's playing a lot less games this year, so maybe you get 3 or 4. Maybe he goes off for 50% of the season. I don't know. But it is a guy that you could probably sneak into your roster in case of an injury or a bye week or whatever a little later on. So plus Tua is looking pretty good. So Will Fuller is my sneaky ad, or was my sneaky ad for that week. My sneaky start was Tommy Sweeney. Had 6 targets, caught 3 balls, 30 yards. He's always going to be touchdown dependent. And I thought they looked his way one time in the end zone, just didn't make the play. So I'll take that as a loss, but he did get you the 3 points as a streaming tight end.
There you go. Again, you might only need, like, depending on your league, you might only need like those 3 points. Sometimes like you're bye week dependent, right? Like, I just need a guy to be in the lineup. I need 3 points. If I get 2, I'm happy.
If you're playing me, you don't need much.
Exactly. Exactly. We all know what that's like. We all know.
It's okay. I've been here before, guys. It landed me Todd Gurley, which landed me a championship. So here we go. Championship's coming.
More than those two guys
having to deliver that trophy to everybody but me. It really blows. It's not fun. Like, I take it and like, oh, here you are. Like, it's been a year already. I'm like, yeah, my name's not on it again. Like, oh, well, that's too bad. And I pick it up and I go drive it. I'm wasting gas money on all of you.
Do they giggle at you and they're like, you lost again?
Yeah, they're like,
we're going to do good.
And like all the names that go on there too, like, oh, that's interesting. And
next thing you know, Ryan's just gonna, like, on the front of the trophy where it says like Whistleblowing Unicorns League, underneath that is gonna go Commissioner Ryan Hank.
Yeah,
just get his name on the trophy.
I'll pay for it. Yeah, exactly. The Commissioner's trophy. Exactly. That's a good idea. I like you. You lose in style. I like you.
You should get like a little tiny, like, little metal thing that you can post like on, I don't know, your shoulder right there. Be like, oh, and by the way, guys, right here is my Commissioner's trophy, just in case anyone was asking. I won it again.
Yeah,
ranked number 1 commissioner in the league.
Yeah, how do you win that? Like, you just go get it made. You go buy your own. You could probably get it made at, like, you could get it like Trophy Den, that whatever they have in stock, and like just fill out whatever on there. Like,
every guy ever who owned a World's Best Dad coffee mug that you bought for yourself from your kids. Oh, thanks.
And you're gonna give this to me on Sunday. Okay, perfect.
You're so generous. 3 years in a row, you got me the same thing. This is awesome.
God damn it! I still don't have one of those.
Maybe you're not the world's
go
best
buy
dad.
yourself one. Like $9.99.
Imagine your kids don't think of you that highly, that they're like, should we get it? No, we'll get him something else this year. He hasn't quite hit that status yet.
He told us not to lie, okay?
Yeah.
I have a lot of world's okayest dad mugs, so that's for sure.
Hey, you know what? That's a title too.
World's okayest commissioner. I think we just found a new, like, coffee mug for
Take that. Take what you get. Yeah.
And I want a t-shirt as well. And a hat. I'll show it all. I'll wear it next week if you have it made. So without further ado, it's the best part of the show. Dun, dun, dun. That helps no one stars with Thomas Brady.
Timothy Jiminy.
Yeah, something like that.
Tim Brady.
So we got some video clips. Who wants to go first? I apologize to Chris. I did not get the little soundbite for yours. So if you want,
you could have told me that, and I could have done something.
It's been busy a couple days, so I'll do it for you. How about that?
It's okay.
I'll do it right now.
You
didn't know?
Someone else go first in my disappointment.
Is there a cup?
Better call somebody.
You need to get Ryan that cup too.
I just did it. You guys weren't listening.
Oh, sorry. Were you talking?
You guys really suck. Bunch of jerks. You know what? Screw you guys. I don't need you anymore. I don't need any of you guys. Okay, Chris, you can wait a bit. Ted, you're up.
Okay.
So there. Who's your dude? Who's your Thanos star?
Making his professional debut, running back, Detroit Lions, Jamar Jefferson.
You guys want to see a clip? Roll that clip.
9-yard line. Into the end zone for a Lions touchdown, first of his career.
First of his career.
Yeah, Detroit Lions running back is doing something.
Yeah, look at him shake. Look at him bake. Look at him help nobody.
Down 41-0. too, right?
Yeah, you got Blow-in at quarterback. I mean, Jefferson's hurt. He's backing up DeAndre Swift. Somehow gets the ball, scores his touchdown. Look good on that run. He's probably going to be back on the practice roster next week, and that was reported by the team. So, really, this doesn't help anybody at all. So that's my for the week.
Wow. I mean, it was a good run. It was a pretty good
run. Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, and he's only 21. Maybe he makes his way back on, and we can pick him again in a few weeks.
Steve, who do you got, bud?
I also went running back this week, and I'm trying to keep this streak alive, and it's the 1-1-1 streak. That means you need to be a nobody. Sorry to the person I'm going to pick here, but you need 1 carry or 1 reception for 1 yard and 1 touchdown. That is the epitome, in my opinion, of a Thanos star, and I picked New Orleans Saints fullback Alex Arma.
And I tagged this video clip Arma of 1.
Oh, nice.
Play action. Arma in the flats has a touchdown. His first one in 2 years.
His first one in 2 years.
Yeah.
His whole family's come to every game, but nothing.
Right. So if you had Alvin Kamara, I apologize because Alex Arma was the star of this show, and that helps no one. But he looked a little slick coming out of the backfield there, or maybe it was because he's that important that nobody went to guard him.
He acted like he had been there before one other time, most likely.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
what it felt like, babe.
Probably
you guys
not.
see my touchdown? Like, I was making dinner. Sorry. Like I missed it.
the
Did it
work-
happen? That you got a touchdown? That's cute. That's cute. I forgot I added an extra video here. So, Chris, you're up.
All right. So we're going back to Chicago, where clearly Justin Fields does not like fantasy relevant tight ends. Again, he's got Cole Kmet there. He's got Jimmy Graham. I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was Jesper Horsted who was helping nobody. And this week, as Ryan said, oh, you didn't know? Roll that clip.
Jumbo set this time. A fake to Herbert. Fields looking for the end zone. Diving attempt by the tight end, Jesse James. Touchdown, Chicago.
The road dog, Jesse James. The badass, Justin Fields. That helps no one.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was as good as the catch was. Unfortunately, yeah, right. Doesn't help anybody. Too bad, hey? The Bears, just in general. Too bad for
them. I think I'm down with the Bears being shitty.
You know what? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really just too bad for them. That's
unfortunately, Matt Nagy's okay with them being shitty too, though.
Yeah,
well,
like really okay.
Well, the world's okayest coach.
Yeah, if management's going to let Matt Nagy hang out there, then management's okay with them being shitty too.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Matt Nagy deserves a world's okayest coach. Like he's just the worst. Literally the worst.
Coach. I am coach. Like I am legend. I am coach. That's all he gets. He doesn't even get worlds anything. Like no, you
yeah, but like I feel like with Nagy, it's more like I am coach.
Put the question mark.
He'll read anything you put on the mug.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he'll read whatever's on the mug. So that's great. Good call on that one. And I had a different guy, but I went with the absolute Thanos of the week. My new favorite quarterback in the NFL. In case you're wondering, he helped propel the Jets to a massive win over the Bengals. No one saw it coming. Like nobody. Absolutely nobody. Which means it helped nobody. No one particular. Roll the clip.
For White. Handoff to Moore. Back to Crowder. They got the 2 to the quarterback, White. And they lead by 3. 2-point conversion. Crowder to the quarterback, and it's 34-31 the Jets. How about that? You're making your first NFL start.
the audio kind of sucked. But man, if I ever got a touchdown, that's what I'd look like. So basically, I would help no one if I was in the NFL, and that's
Sitting
what it
on the
looked like.
ground after you drop the ball. Be like, oh man.
Oh, I needed that.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have even caught it. Basically,
Don't
it would have
spike
been
that
me.
ball too
Just
hard. It's going on my den.
yeah, exactly. Like, where's the player of the game ball? Like, we actually need that for the next play.
We gave that to somebody else.
Yeah,
We had this great commissioner ball for you.
Exactly. This is the commissioner's ball. So he went 37 for 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is rostered in 0.1% of all leagues. He is like, he's going to win like the Thanos Award of the Year for like overproducing, because he's going to go back to normal as of probably this week. Although I am picking the Jets to win this week. So maybe he goes back to back. He's going to get like 250 yards
this week.
Yeah. He's going to get like 250 yards, maybe a touchdown or 2 if he's lucky, but it's not going to be what he had. But that helps no one. Sorry, Mr. White. Sorry, Walter. No, that's different.
Walter's way cooler.
Walter is way cooler.
Wait,
right?
we're not allowed to talk about that because you guys are still like 20 years behind.
No, I'm done. I finished. We got all old balls over there.
Ted, have you not finished that show yet?
I have 3 episodes left. I can
kidding me?
literally only watch one a week.
Jesus, man.
I mean, literally, like you'll fall asleep because you're that old?
Well, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like Christy doesn't let you.
I mean, you work from home. It's not like
I mean, that's part of it too.
Like, I just don't like. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. Like, that is the greatest TV show of all time, and you can only fit in 1 episode per week. Like you don't feel the need to like binge that and finish it and like get it. Like especially like you've got episode 14, 15, and 16 left. So like you're literally like the probably greatest TV episode of all time coming up, let alone finishing off the greatest series of all. Like I have watched this probably 3 or 4 times through that series.
And 2 weeks ago I was 6 episodes behind.
I
don't know. I'm okay. I don't have to binge watch. I'm down with just hitting 1 a week and sort of thinking about what's going to happen next. And I'm obviously watching other stuff too, but
yeah, totally.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm savoring it because it's like the best season so far.
But you can still savor it and keep watching the show.
But I mean, it's just
like, oh, this meal's so good. You know what?
Am I the only guy that doesn't binge watch? Steve, do you binge watch?
I binge watch.
Do you?
Oh, it's bad. Like I wake up in the morning, like going to work, and I'm like, oh, it was such a bad choice. Like, why do I do this to myself? And then the very next night, I'm like, I'm doing it again. Here we go. All it takes is 1 episode, and you're in that evil cycle again. So good for you that you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could. I guess I'm going on a night where we'll watch 3-4 episodes of something, right? TV. I'll usually watch like 3 or 4 different episodes of different shows. I don't know. I don't binge watch.
That's a
every night. I'm always looking at it. Always looking at Nadine. I'm always going, just one more. Every night she says no, which every night she's correct, because every time I ask for just one more, I'm falling asleep on the couch 100% of the time.
They're smarter than us. They really are.
Know.
They really are.
Yeah, they know. Speaking of things they know and things we know, let's get into some sneaky starts. Load it up.
I'm
going to bring this picture back because it's been a while.
Been a while.
Represent.
Oh, good tune, Chris. Good tune.
I had that playing a half second before we were so abruptly interrupted with technical issues before the show. So
I'm really disappointed this week I didn't get to get in on the live jam sesh before.
It's okay. On. You can blame me. That's fine.
I will.
Okay. No problem.
I cannot remember who sings that song.
Stained.
Right. Thanks for that.
No problem. Ted, start us off. Sneaky starts. Who you got?
So initially I was going to do Taysom Hill as my sneaky start, but I'm actually changing it because another guy that I had picked in Marlon Mack didn't end up getting traded, and it was kind of before this show. So I thought it would have been a good one prior to the trade deadline. But the sneaky start I'm going to go with is Pat Firemouth, which I didn't know how to say his name until yesterday's shit loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't like the Steelers. I don't like picking Steelers. But you watch this game. I think he walked all over Cleveland. Like he was legit good. So it's not even the fact that he scored in this game. It's the fact that he is outsnapping Eric Ebron, 14 targets over the last 2 games. Just like Dawson Knox, I think he's going to be touchdown dependent a little bit. But just like Dawson Knox and even say Big Bob Tonyan, if you got a tight end that's hurt, this is probably a good guy to fill in just based on those targets alone. So that'll be my sneaky ad heading into next week.
Your start, you meant
Pat Firemouth, which I thought he was, but apparently it's Firemouth, which is weird. Are we just doing sneaky starts? Or are we doing them both?
for now. Yeah, we're gonna let it simmer.
So if you're on that tight end rotation train, that's probably a decent guy to go pick up target wise.
There you go. And you've been pretty hot this year, so I might add him. And start him. Chris, who are you starting, bud?
My sneaky start of the week is Albert Okwuegbunam. I literally had to watch a YouTube video on how to say this guy's name. Tight end for the Denver Broncos. Noah Fant was added onto the COVID list today. The Broncos are going up against the Cowboys this week, who are giving up an average of about 15 points per game to the tight end position. We've seen Okwuegbunam.
Did you say Banam like the snowman?
Yeah. I am forever going to say this guy's name wrong, and I'm okay with that. I was hesitant to add him just for that fact. But we've seen him produce in the past when Fant has not been playing. So that is my sneaky start of the week, guys. My sleepy start of the week.
I've already done that picture, but we'll bring it back. I'm sorry. It's just too good. It's just so good. It's just so good. It really is.
Elite napping position.
Steve, Ted is trying to do his own version of nap. So could you give us your sneaky start of the week?
All right. My sneaky start of the week is somebody who I was playing against last week, and our stupid friend Andrew decided to bench him. And hopefully he's listening. So you're stupid if you are.
Stupid.
So stupid.
He benched him, and Boston Scott went off for a heck of a week, and that would have won him the week. And I think Miles Sanders got put on the IR, so Boston Scott is still going to get snaps. They're playing the Chargers this week, who are giving up the 5th most fantasy points to running backs with 27.47 points. I think Boston Scott, especially in deep leagues, I know in our league, it's really hard to find running backs who are going to play at all. So if you're looking for a running back, Boston Scott's your guy, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot more ads coming up tomorrow. But if you're the 1.2% of them, the people who have him, I would start him. And if you're one of the lucky ones that gets to add him this week, I would also start him.
There you go. Is he related to Bart Scott?
Let's hope not, because Bart Scott is also stupid.
Can't wait.
Every time I see Boston Scott play, he looks really good. Like he looks like a decent NFL running back. Like maybe a starting NFL running back. I'm surprised that Philly doesn't try to use him more often, because when he plays, he puts up points.
It's true.
I don't know. I could see him wearing a Ravens uniform running amok. That's for sure.
Could he used a running back?
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. They still got time. My sneaky start is I've mentioned this guy multiple times on the show already, so get used to it. Mike White. You know what? He's not name isn't sneaky. Clearly, he's kind of become a folk hero, a legend, if you will. But he is playing the Colts, and their D's pretty decent. So I mean, you're going to be asking probably a lot, but I mean, it's a quarterback. If you need to start somebody, take a chance. Take a chance on romance. See if you become best friends with Mr. White and his arm ability. Get him out of the arm barn.
Ryan
out of
was
the
so
arm
busy worrying about technical issues that everyone he picked this week was Mike White for every single ad and start and Thanos, and
I'll post it.
he's
I'll
like,
post it.
he was my guy from last week because I forget who my guy was. Like, I forget who's on my fantasy team.
I had him over Najee Harris as a super flex. So
And that would have been the right start, actually. Oddly enough.
Go figure. That would have won me a few dollars had I even known who he was.
And
before
would it
Sunday.
ever?
Yeah, never. So anyway, yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, it's bold. They got a strong defense, Indy, but you know what? It's the Jets. At this point in the season, screw it. Have some fun. What do you got to lose? A week.
I was just thinking. Did you mention? You mentioned bullpen or something like that, like starting
Arm barn.
or the arm barn. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the whole PETA thing, right? Like that's amazing.
It's so good. Like it's actually catchy. I like it.
Did you guys hear this?
Yeah.
PETA doesn't like the name, like animal rights organization PETA.
Yeah,
PETA Malark. They don't like the idea of the bullpen, so they're propositioning to MLB to change their name from bullpen to arm barn, which I think is pretty great.
Imagine they're sending their closer out of the arm barn.
Go to the arm barn. Go get the closer from the arm barn.
Made?
Look at, I can see some pitchers warming up in the arm barn, guys.
You guys know how gloves are made?
Yeah, that's another thing, eh?
Let's start getting into everything. Like you're gonna shut down sports. I don't know if you can come up with a better word than arm barn, phrase, whatever.
Ryan's just trashing Peter right now. Do you want to tell everyone what your fantasy football name is in the Ball Hawks League?
I'd be happy to. In fact, I'm so happy to show this off. I'm gonna share it just so you all know that I'm not kidding around.
Wow. He's not hiding behind
Simba's dead dad. That's what it's called.
Why? Why did you do that?
No, not even Mufasa, just Simba's dead dad.
Because everybody knows.
Mufasa.
Everybody knows. Mufasa. That's easy. That's easy. You got to be creative. Think about if your name was on the trophy. That's etched in time.
Ted, tell me you have kids without telling me you have kids when we both shivered at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Mufasa Scar's dead brother. How about that? We could go with that.
Scar's dead brother. So if we can't call the bullpen anymore, and it's now the arm barn, let's turn this back. Let's flip this back to football. What about pigskin?
Can't do that either.
Right?
I'd have to think about it.
Yeah,
I don't even have one. I don't even have one. Like that needs some time. Like clearly arm barn, they thought a long time about that. Like that has to go through like a committee that's got to make it all the way to like a press release. So I feel like we're at the beginning stages right now.
Yeah. Well, we just gave them another idea. So
I like it. You should tweet at, hey, go through all the sports. So what else can we ruin for everybody? Speaking of which, how about sneaky waiver ads? Chris, you're on a roll. Give her, buddy.
I'm on a roll of not giving good advice. My sneaky waiver ad is going to be Ty Johnson, running back for the New York Jets. This is quickly turning into a New York Jets show. I don't know what's going on, guys.
It's weird. I'm feeling
it. He's rostered in less than 1% of leagues. I think he had like something like 11 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown last week. So especially if you're in a PPR league, which Ryan, can you please remind the people what does PPR mean?
Oh shoot. You know what? In case you guys weren't paying attention earlier in the show, PPR means points per reception.
So if you are in a PPR league, which means points per reception, you're going to want a running back like Ty Johnson who catches the football, which means he gets 1 point per catching the football, per catching the pigskin.
Good football catcher.
There you go.
Great at catching the pigskin.
I love that. That's a great choice. And I think if you are in a PPR league, then
sorry, what does that mean again?
PPR. Do you guys already forget? Points per reception. Obviously.
I think we have the glossary up.
Exactly. Yeah. Next week we're going to tell you what a touchdown is. Because apparently neither Chris or I knew what that looked like this past week. So. Barely anyway. I could probably count for two of them. Steve, who do you think is sneaky enough to add?
I'm gonna go to America's favorite team here And Ced Wilson, not Cedric Wilson, Ced Wilson is owned in 0.4% of NFL.com leagues. He had a big week last week, 3 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. But when you look at his kind of body of work over the year, you know, he puts up some lower numbers, but he's got a week of 15.8, a couple 5-4 weeks, a 9 week, a 7.7. This is a good flex player to have if you're in a depth, a deep league. They're playing the Broncos this week, who just lost Von Miller. So their defense,
crazy.
I mean, he's been hurt, but what that tells a team is we're packing it in. When you're getting rid of players, you're packing it in. So I think the Broncos are going to pack it in, and you'd see a guy like Ced Wilson going off for 100 and a touchdown this week. There's my hot take.
Just added him.
Just add him and roster him. Did you actually add him?
Just did. Just
All
did.
right.
Good
Wait,
luck
in
on
what
the
league?
waiver. Not going to tell you.
Oh.
Clearly one that I play against you.
Secrets.
Secrets.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see who has more bucks right now, Ryan.
Yeah. Don't bother looking which league. Just check on Thursday, please.
All right.
In all leagues. You know what? I'm going to go up here. I don't know if you guys have heard of this player. Speaking of the Jets, Jamison Crowder. What? This guy, 22.7% of roster leagues have rostered this fella. Mike White's going to need somebody to throw to this week. Why not him? I don't know if you guys are aware. I don't know if you're aware, but he has been killing it since week 4, because the first 3 weeks he had 0 points. He had 61 yards and a touchdown week 4, 24 yards week 5. The bye wasn't too nice to him. He had 0 points that week. Followed that up with a solid 34 yards. And these are all in standard leagues, so not so great. And then absolutely thrashed Cincinnati for, 84 yards. He also lost a fumble, but he got you points. So you know what? Add him. Maybe don't. I don't care. I've already got him. The guy's an absolute stud on my shitty football team. Just saying. If he helps me win with 70 points, maybe he'll help you win with 72. Really doesn't say much for my team. That sucks, actually. Ted, who might add value to a team from your brain?
So a guy I had as a sneaky start and moved out of that spot into a sneaky waiver ad is Taysom Hill. I think mostly it's going to have to do with the schedule over the next little bit, but he's obviously taking over for famous Jameis. We know what Trevor Siemian is. I mean, it's not. He's not going to light the world on fire. We've seen what he can sort of do, but we do know that in 3 starts last year, he put up 24, 27, and 22 points respectively for Taysom Hill. So I think if you're looking at that schedule, you're looking at Seattle, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Tennessee. Those are all teams that quarterbacks can get some points on, even though obviously he gets his points in a different way. But this is who I'm taking for my sneaky waiver ad for the week.
Interesting. I Googled Simeon, and I think I Googled it wrong because it came up as a sex toy. So is that something else?
I mean, it's better than seeing a bunch of little swimmers across the screen.
I'm pretty sure I added a B in there somewhere. So, by all means, Google it at your own peril.
I mean, looking at Nick Saban.
I had Taysom Hill, I had Alvin Kamara on my fantasy team for a number of years, so I hate Taysom Hill. But I mean, there is also a guy like Cam Newton available out there. Apparently, Phillip Rivers has said that he would come back if the Saints reached out. So, I do worry a little bit about someone like Taysom Hill. Like, is Sean Payton actually going to hand over the reins to Taysom Hill, or is he going to keep him in that gimmick role that he's been so successful in?
I think you're right. I think he stays in the gimmick role. I think you're going to probably see some. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think at this point it's probably more of a waiver ad than a roster start.
Right.
Um,
I think a bunch of fantasy platforms need to probably give him back his tight end eligibility pretty quick here.
yeah, that would help a lot of folks out.
A la Cordero Patterson. Also, I told you earlier on the season that was going to work out, and it's working out every single week.
Hey,
So
I mean,
sometimes I'm right, like even a broken clock.
Even when he says Najee Harris.
Yep. And I got him started too. Guy's doing very well this season. Should have taken my advice early on, folks.
hey,
Get in on that
you
stuff
were right.
early.
I have to give
Get in.
credit. The guy was right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know. I might not win leagues, but I win weeks. Okay.
You've really earned that commissioner trophy this week, Ryan.
I'd better be on the back of this couch by next week. With
the tiniest of little trophies.
Yeah, with the map of the old world. Excellent, boys. This has been a lot of fun. It's great time of the season. Things are happening. Teams are losing that shouldn't be. Teams are winning that shouldn't be. And Mike White just killing it for everybody. So, on behalf of the two boys from the Ballhawks podcast, Chris and Steve, one of them said peace. Now both of them have said peace. Ted and myself, Ryan, from the PP1 podcast, which will be on live tomorrow, hopefully properly live on the Dean Blundell Network. This is That Helps No One FantasyCast. This has been a lot of fun. We thank you for coming out. And for the one comment from the Ballhawks podcast, thank you guys.
Hey, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is on YouTube. Thank you so much. Good luck this week, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 9:00. Peace out.